The winners of last week's busman's holiday were the bookmakers from Devon. Tonight we join them in the Arabian desert as they shake, rattle and roll on a day of the races. And we meet two new teams hoping to win their own busman's holiday. Now, please welcome your host, Elton Wellesby.
Hello and welcome to Britain's brightest quiz, Busman's Holiday. Two specialist teams will be aiming to win the ultimate vocational holiday to experience whatever it is they do, wherever we choose to send them. The first of tonight's teams, from Bury, Lancashire, the Education Welfare Officers. Now, Colette, you're the captain. Who have you got with you tonight?
My friend Marilyn, she's the brains of the team. My friend Janice, she's the boss of the team, and I'm a bit of both.
Education Welfare Officers is a bit of a mouthful. What else are you called?
Well, sometimes the wag ladies.
Or?
Truant officers.
I thought we'd met before. Ladies and gentlemen, the Education Welfare Officers. Now, you can imagine a young offender saying to one of the truant officers, "I want to be a disc jockey, miss." He'd immediately be branded a lost cause. Well, we've 3 lost causes tonight. Please welcome from Cambridge our team of disc jockeys. Well, Captain Kevin, who have you got with you tonight?
On my left-hand side, I've got Steve. On my right-hand side, Alan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the nightclub DJs. And the very best of luck to both teams as we go into round 1. Round 1 is all about identifying locations from visual and verbal clues. We'll show the teams a film, a postcard or a map representing a city or country. I'll also give some additional information about the place. They simply have to identify where in the world it is. You'll get 2 points for each correct answer, but if you hit the buzzer and answer incorrectly, the question goes to the other side. Ready? Here's the first question. Here's a film of a city. What is its current name? This city stands on the delta of the River Neva. Education Officers Marilyn.
St. Petersburg.
Correct. 2 points. Here's a map of an island. Identify the island. The outline of this DJ's Alan.
Cyprus.
Correct, Alan. Very well answered. This is a film of a city. Identify the city. This American city stands by Lake Michigan. It is the largest city in Illinois. Education Officers Marilyn.
Chicago.
Is correct. From which city was this postcard sent? This is a European capital city. It was the birthplace of such writers as W.B. Yeats, Sean O'Casey and James Joyce. DJ's Kevin.
Dublin.
Correct. And the final question in this opening round. Another film, another city, another case of identification. It's sometimes called the German Rome. This Austrian city lies near the Alps on the Salzach River. It is best known... Education Officers Marilyn.
Salzburg.
Correct. 2 points. So at the end of the first round, the nightclub DJs are on 4 points, but narrowly out in front on 6 points, the Education Welfare Officers. Well, time now to get to know our teams a bit better and to see how much they know about each other's occupation. And for the first time in the series, we have 2 teams who might well have met before. But first, let's sneak off and go back to school to find out more about the Education Welfare Officers.
Call us the Education Welfare Officers, the Truant Officers, even the wag ladies. Call us what you like. But we've been called with every excuse in the book.
Hello, is that Hollybank School?
Yes, it is.
And this is Linda Hall's mother here. I'm sorry she won't be in today.
Would it be all right if I call round to see you today? I'm actually the Education Welfare Officer.
No, sorry, she won't be in.
Some kids might think we're spoil sport, but our job is getting truants to school, and that's very important.
Can you do me a home visit on Marion Green? And she's been absent for 2 weeks. Normally she's a very good attender, but we've had no response from the parents to our letter. And she's been seen playing out
Right,
the other children.
they'll get a lot of satisfaction knowing that kids are in a safe environment and receiving a good education. And there's no excuse for missing out on that. Why aren't you two boys in school?
We're going home to watch busman's holiday.
Well, that is most definitely the sign of a misspent youth. Now, disc jockeys, your questions about education and truancy. You've got 60 seconds to answer as many questions as you can, 2 points for each correct answer, and you can confer. The clock starts now. In the film, Colette stressed the importance of getting children to complete their education. Since 1988, which examination do children normally take after 5 years in secondary schools?
GCSE.
Correct. Which whirlwind, often absent from the Ernest Bevin Comprehensive School in Tooting as a lad, became a top
Jimmy White.
professional... Correct. Kidbrooke School for Girls in southeast London was Britain's first purpose-built school of what kind?
Pass.
Comprehensive. Leslie Heseltine, a frequent truant from his Liverpool school, uses which stage name as presenter of Family Fortunes?
Les Dennis.
Correct. In which Dickens novel does the unhappy Smike run away from Dotheboys Hall School, where Wackford Squeers is headmaster?
Tom Brown's School Days.
Nicholas Nickleby. Normally, local education authorities provide secondary school children with free transport if they live at least how far from the school?
3 miles.
Correct. Which cartoonist created... Out of time. DJs, you scored 8 in that round, taking your overall points total onto 12. Well, they can sit back and relax. Now it's the turn of the education welfare officers to watch the DJs creating a fab night out. It was never like this in Liverpool during the swinging 60s, I can tell you.
Well, basically, our job is just to keep the dance floor full, entertaining people, and keep everybody happy. It's another Saturday night. The crowd are building up. Oh, it's going to be another rocking night tonight.
It's going to be a good night. Let's go, baby. 1, 2, 3. Yo!
Every night, I think, is outrageous. Every night we go out there, we just try and entertain people in whichever way we can entertain the people.
Come on, Dineros. We're going to go for it, Dineros. Let's do it.
Being a DJ is all about glamour, all about adulation, and yes, of course, there are the girls, because we are, without doubt, the most important people in the club. At the end of the day, DJs are mean, we're sexy, and above all, we have respect.
Hey, we're with the DJs. Let's back in.
Stephen, what can you expect when you dress like that?
I think we colour clashed with the walls, actually. I think that was...
That was the problem, okay. Well, ladies, what do you know about what they do? You've got 60 seconds to pile up the points by answering as many questions as you can on the twilight world of the DJs. The clock starts now. The film showed our DJs working in a Newmarket nightclub. In the TV programme broadcast from various clubs, The Hitman and Her, Pete Waterman was the hitman, but who was the her? Correct. Which disc jockey, a keen photographer, is often referred to by his initials DLT?
Dave Lee Travis.
Correct. In which film does Clint Eastwood play radio DJ Dave Garland, pestered...
Play Mr. Familiar.
Correct. What's the surname of the brother and sister radio jockeys Andy and Liz?
Kershaw.
Correct. Which group of 3 brothers sparked off huge enthusiasm for disco music in 1978 with their soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever and songs like Staying Alive?
Bee Gees.
Correct. Which DJ, a former Yorkshire miner, was the first presenter of Top of the Pops before he became a fixer?
Jimmy Savile.
Correct. Which underground club in Liverpool's Matthew Street was where the Beatles became famous in this country? Correct. Which singer was working as a disc jockey in a restaurant in Hertfordshire when he wrote the song Careless Whisper, later his first solo #1 hit after leaving Wham? Out of time? Obviously, the answer to that one was George Michael. But you scored very well in that round, 14 overall. So, the score at the halfway point, we have the nightclub DJs on 12, but out in front, on 20 points, the education welfare officers. Well, one of them will win a fantastic busman's holiday tonight to somewhere in Europe or anywhere in the world. We're getting closer to finding tonight's winners, but before we do, we'll be seeing last week's winners, the bookmakers from Devon, enjoying their holiday of a lifetime, and that's right after the break.